Hello, I'm State Representative Steve Toth, and the events in the Middle East concern all Americans, but especially Texans. Many people blow this issue off as, something that's happening in distant lands with even more distant issues, but nothing could be further from the truth. So, just a quick background. The Middle East is broken down primarily between two people groups. You've got Arabs and you have Persians, as well as two Islamic denominations, Sunni and Shia. There are Sunni Arabs and there are Shia Persians. And after the death of Muhammad in 632, there was this schism of secession that ensued that engulfed the Middle East in a war that has lasted nearly 1,400 years. This is long before Israel. This is long before the U.S. or the U.K. or any other foreign powers were present in the Middle East. The vast majority of the Middle East is Sunni Arab at roughly 85%. Well, only 15% is Shia Persian. Those Shia Persians predominantly live in just two countries. That's it. Iran, which is over 80% Shia, and Iraq, which is over 60% Shia. The entire rest of the Middle East is Sunni. Now, nations like Egypt and Jordan are over 95% Sunni. Saudi Arabia is over 80% Sunni. Here's where it gets interesting. While we've heard from ISIS, right, which is Sunni in the past, the mainstream media is reporting more on Iran now, which funds much of the provocation that exists in the Middle East. Iran is a relatively poor country, tiny economy, yet it spends roughly $1 billion each year exporting its brand of militant Shia Islam through its web of proxy forces. As an example, Yemen is 70% Sunni, yet Iran backs and trains and equips Houthi rebels that cause havoc there. Lebanon is 70% Sunni as well, yet trains and equips Hezbollah rebels that exist there. Syria is over 80% Sunni, yet it trains and equips Hafez al-Assad, who is a Shia, in order to kill his own people. In the West Bank, in Gaza, Iran trains and equips Hamas to kill Jews. In Iraq, the Shia militia is again trained and equipped by Iran. The combined strength of Iran's web of proxy forces is thought to be anywhere between 150 and 230,000 fighters spread out over the Middle East. So how can Iran, this impoverished Shia country, export all this misery and death throughout the world? The Obama administration sought to cut this bilateral deal with Iran that was supposed to curtail Iran's nuclear ambitions. Some of the other players included China and Russia and Germany and the UK and the EU. This happened back in July of 2015. The United States alone gave them billions of dollars in cash. They in turn promised to not develop any nukes. Right. Nukes aside, it was billions of dollars that Iran now had to use to export its brand of militant Shia Islam throughout the world. Well, who was the mastermind? It was Iran's number 2 tyrant, General Qasem Soleimani, who we just killed. Remember how distraught the left was when they heard that we were pulling our troops out of Syria? The poor Kurds, they need us in Syria to protect them from Hafez al-Assad. Remember that? It was just a month or so ago. So who was the mastermind for killing the Kurds in Syria? Who funded the killing of Kurds in Syria? It was General Soleimani. So answer me this. If the left is so spun up about involving and not involving the U.S. in another foreign war to protect the Kurds, doesn't it make sense to take out the head of the snake who was killing the Kurds? Back to Texas. We're the 10th largest economy in the world, bigger than Spain, bigger than Russia. We have a $1.8 trillion economy. A major underpinning of the world economy is based on the cost of energy. If energy futures soar because of activities by Iran, it will hurt the Texas economy. The Texas economy is the foundation of America's economic strength. During the last recession, 40% of the jobs that were created in the United States were created right here in Texas. Today, Texas is the #1 exporter by state of goods, that over California and New York. Texas economy is intrinsically connected to international markets. Our exports, Texas exports equal over 19% of U.S. exported goods. But here's the good news. Less than a third of our exports are petroleum-based products. We are becoming an increasingly diversified, but the more connected we are as well to international markets and forces that influence them more than ever before. So why is this important? Well, so goes Texas, so goes the United States. Iran over the past 2 days is focusing cyber attacks against Texas. Governor Abbott announced yesterday that Iran has stepped up attacks recently by as many as 10,000 cyber attacks per minute. Texas will stand strong. But folks, we can only stand strong as we're standing strong together and as we're willing to stand together as we begin this new year. So here's my request. All of us, let's stand together. Let's pray for God's providential blessings on our land. And let's stand strong for Texas. God bless you.